Are we? Are we actually live? Am I live? I'm alive! All right, enough of the bullshit. It was a good ride home. I have to admit, I hate the wintertime, snow, and everything else like that. So I'm a few minutes late. Very sorry about that. But for the people that have been waiting for me, hi, I'm here. And welcome to the best of 2015. My cold isn't fully gone yet, so you'll have to excuse me. I might get a couple of those going on. Anyways, I would like to apologize to everybody for being a little bit late on things. It's been a little bit of a fun time. The last week, I have not touched a single drink. I have not done much. After getting the 24 drunken days of Christmas done, and Christmas and New Year's, I pretty much crashed out. It was one of those times where I was done. So, without further ado, here we are for the best of 2015. First of all, since I haven't had anything to drink in a little bit, let's get my drink on. And for the people who are in chat, I see you there. Don't worry. I see you all there. So tonight, I'm going to be opening up one of my favorite types of beers. It's a Trappist. It's Chimay White. I don't think I've ever had the white. It's a strong ale at 8%. And yeah, I'm going to be doing whatever I can here to get this into my body because it's been way too long since I've had alcohol. Now, I'm not sure if they replaced the gold with the white or any other ones. However, what I do know is that I have missed these beers very much. And as you see, it's definitely a Trappist style. The head basically taking over from everything else. Ah, damn cats have been in here. Oh well. That's life. Anyways, so 2015, what's it been like? It's been amazing. It's been good. It's been awesome. I've really enjoyed it. It has been one heck of a ride. I look back at everything that's been going on, and there's been a lot. There's been pretty much a lot of beers that I've reviewed. There's been a lot of people I've got to meet. There's been new people I've got to be introduced to, and all of it has been absolutely wonderful. You know what? I can't hear myself, so let's just take that off, anyways. So yeah, let's go back and have a look. I've managed to have quite a few great beers over 2015. Again, sorry. I may not or should not have possibly been broadcasting, but whatever. 2015, we started off with a bang. Actually, Johnny Old School sent me a review that actually has done quite well. It was the Scorpion Cobra whiskey that he had. He kept calling it a wine in the review, but he had it on New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. So technically that's 2015. I count it as 2015. It blended all together. How I have missed you. Oh, yeah. Oh, beautiful. Yeah, so that actually has done really quite well. I've been watching the the count for it build up, and it has been our strongest video of 2015. I cannot come close to anything else in the way of views from that one. I had one other one, which I don't count as a review. It was one that was from 2 years ago and it has over 600 views. Whereas, and I looked yesterday, I'm looking today, the Scorpion Whiskey is up to 734 views. Yesterday I was at 722, so this is still getting a lot of good reviews, because not a lot of people actually have had this and reviewed it. So that has been a phenomenal video that's been going on. It's been absolutely amazing. So to to Johnny, who doesn't remember the rest of that night, thank you. That video has made everything perfect. As well, we had one of our other gentlemen that's been coming along that's been helping out. And the moderately angry Canadian is what he went by. He actually helped me out when I was doing the advent calendar the year before, because we actually were requested to do the videos for the craft beer advent calendar. So he did this review and he got it out to me. I quickly edited it, and it did come in for 2012, or well, okay, no, 2015. There we go. It's been a long week. So he did this review for us, and it was absolutely amazing that he did it. It was a Big Rock's Winter Spice, and that got us going through 2015 quite nicely. If you've missed out on it, search through our stuff. It's there. And what else? Oh, God, there's so much stuff. I got to learn more about Flying Monkeys beers and how amazing those guys are. Again, sorry. They actually have some wonderful beers. I did the City and Color. Once again, it was dedicated to people out there that the band City and Color. But got to review that, and Johnny was part of that one. Later on in the year, Johnny seemed to die down a little bit because he had his own stuff to do. We did manage to do a couple more together. I also managed to get a 3-pack of the barrel aged from Big Rock out there. That was, wow, that was a good 3-pack, and it got me really drunk that night. And then afterwards, I strayed. I absolutely strayed a little bit, and I actually talked to somebody in regards to getting a whiskey done. And it was one of the best whiskeys to date. I still love that whiskey, and the review is still going strong, and people are still loving it. Of course, I had my first dislike as well, which was amazing. I actually have people that actually dislike me. I must be getting famous on the internet if people start disliking you. So yeah. As well as that was the Cold Cock Whiskey, and a big shout out to the CEO of the Canada Corporation of the Cold Cock. That one was just one of the best things I've ever had to do. I even got to get permission to use a song that was pulled from YouTube, but I still got permission to use it. And I actually had it flagged against me, and I sent off some reports and say, look, I've got permission to use this from the people that own the song. And they actually allowed it. And I actually had a lot of fun working on the intro for that one. I used my imagination, sat down one day, went, well, let's just do this. And I thought it turned out really well. I really like doing those intros. I know it's not your typical review style, but I'm not your typical reviewer. I'm more of a review entertainer type person when I really want to get down to getting the beginning part done, getting the other stuff and the review stuff done, just to keep you guys going. But you already know this. We're going on to year 3 soon. But yeah, the Cold Cock whiskey, amazing stuff. I tried it with so many different things, and it just would not fail on me. It was one of the best whiskeys out there. It's down in the States. If you guys are down in the States, try it. It's up in Canada, making its way across Canada. If you find it, try it. Honestly, this herbal whiskey cannot do anything wrong. I've made cheesecake out of it. I've made ginger beer and whiskey out of it. I've done it straight, everything else. This whiskey is one of those ones where if you want to get drunk and you want to have something that has a different taste overall, that's a herbal whiskey, try it. You might like it. So that was absolutely phenomenal, and I cannot get enough of these guys. I retweet all their stuff whenever they tweet my stuff, and these guys are absolutely. I'm in awe with them. I will probably work again with Cold Cock whiskey because I want to do some more cooking with it, but that'll be later on down the road. I've got so much to do. Excuse me. So February was a busy month. I also took a trip back home where I actually got to try the Parallel 49 barrel aged, which wasn't bad. As the barrel aged barley wine could have been aged a little bit more, but I really enjoyed that one. And I got one of the worst vodkas I think I've ever had straight. Over ice, it wasn't bad, and I would have loved to try it with cranberry juice. Was a peanut butter and jelly vodka from Van Gogh. That was one of those ones where I was like, okay, I'm really not wanting vodka anymore. However, I gave the vodka company a try a little bit more, and I tried the espresso, and that was amazing. So it was just one bad vodka out of the whole bunch that they had so far. So if you ever have the Van Gogh stuff, don't ever have the peanut butter and jelly unless you want to just feel like artificial peanut butter and jelly in your mouth. It's just not good. Double espresso, I fully recommend, especially in coffee and hot chocolate. And I also got to try a different beer, the Kelp Stout, which has actually just made its way into Alberta. Tofino has now broken ground in Alberta just in the last month, and they've got the Kelp Stout. So I'm actually going to try that again and give that a shot. I might actually send something to a certain Johnny Old School because he said he wanted to cook with it, and I'm challenging him. I'm challenging him that he has to cook with it. He just doesn't know it yet. Of course, if he's watching, hi. But yeah, so February was pretty busy. Got a few reviews done that way. Got a few written reviews down. And pretty much I got my flow. So, and it was one of those ones where I was on a roll. I just couldn't stop. I was starting to get things pretty much organized right up until the 2nd anniversary and also the Guinness chips. Guinness chips kind of threw me back a little bit. Don't ever have them if you have them. If you don't mind salty gravy, not Guinness. So it's okay. I just read the chat. Thank you ever so much. I gonna leave that comment about the cold cock alone. Thanks. Speaking about losing stride, I read okay. So from there, it was I basically got Johnny back once again. Got him back for the spicy 2nd anniversary, and I want to apologize for our antics on that one. Not because we felt bad about what we did, but because we did it. It was one of those ones where, yeah, we had to go through with this. It was our 2nd year. We just couldn't stop. I wanted to keep going with it, and we did. So we did the 2nd year spicy anniversary, and that's where I got to try one of the best beers I've ever had in the way of a stout, a spicy stout. We didn't find it spicy. but it was actually really good. And that's where I got to learn all about the artisan ales and the Prairie Bombs. I have to admit, it was a great beer. Bloody expensive up here, but a great beer. I wouldn't mind getting a couple more. But again, money is tight and things have shot up in price here. It really sucks. But when you save up, you kind of get a backlog of things. Yeah, so May, March, April was kind of boring. May, pretty good. I got a lot of written done. I'll go over those in a bit. I'm just going through my videos quickly here. Oh, and then the other bad review. Oh, yes. Where they decided to try and trick Canadians by saying there's a maple bacon ale. And they're Canadian too. Central City Brewing, if you bring this out next year, and if you do, put more maple, put more bacon in there. That was the worst. Well, okay, the second worst. No, that was the worst beer I pretty much had that last year. Maple Bacon Ale was pretty much the worst. It was really just horrible. Oh, as well as the Beer Fest. That one was amazing. VIP tickets, going around trying casks, that was really cool. And next year I have to miss out on it. I can't go to next year's Beer Fest. Kind of sucks. However, Beer Fest was in May, and it was actually really well done. If you are living in Calgary and you want something to go to the Beer Fest in May. It is really quite well. It is one of those ones where you get to enjoy a lot of different beers. Cost you a little bit of money, and you might walk out a little drunk. But overall, there's a lot there. Get the VIP passes. Absolutely get the VIP passes. They're a couple bucks more, but it's worth it. When you get to wander around from station to station and try the casks that they have brought for the VIP people, you pretty much get to enjoy stuff that you don't normally get to enjoy. You also get to talk with the brewers. You get to go into different classes and everything, and it was actually a lot of fun. That was my third year going, and this one was actually one of the better laid out ones because it was spread out enough where you actually can wander around, have something to eat, have something to drink, line up for other stuff. The Old College, they are absolutely amazing with the things that they bring into this beer fest as well, and it actually kind of made me want to go to the college to check it out. But yeah, Beer Fest was absolutely phenomenal. Hard part about that is being a geek and a beer lover. You have the Comic Expo the weekend before, and you have the Beer Fest 2 weeks later, I guess. Yeah, because I didn't have my kids. You have the Beer Fest 2 weeks later. I was completely flat broke for a couple months after all that. It ruined me. But it was the best way of being ruined and broke for what I had to spend. And then the summertime came around, and it was starting to pick up, and now the lighter beers started to come into pretty much Calgary. So I got to start trying other ones, and I actually started doing live shows. So June started around, and this is episode 1 of my live chatter. And it was also the time where I basically had to move my studio into my office, which kind of sucked, but at the same point in time, I kind of understood it. I got to try quite a few different beers that I actually enjoyed. The Waitai wheat beer, that was actually good. could have been a little bit better. I also started seeing this. I also got to try a different Long Island iced tea, and that from Black Fly was actually pretty decent. And these guys are out of Toronto. These guys actually did do a really good combination of different stuff. They do iced teas, they do margaritas, they do, God, a whole crap load of stuff. And it is, it was one of those ones where you just pretty much enjoy it. And the strange part about that was when I found it, it was me actually going to a garage sale where these guys were having a punk garage sale, and we chatted back and forth, exchanged beers. I gave them an arrogant bastard, and they didn't really like the beer. Not their style. Oh well. Guess they weren't worthy. And I actually got to try the iced tea, and it was actually pretty decent. It was good for what it was. I mean, it was a summertime drink, and I actually bought another 4-pack afterwards, downed it, and I felt pretty good afterwards. It was one of those ones where you can drink really solidly and enjoy it, and it actually had tequila in the iced tea, so it wasn't a vodka. It was actually a tequila or a rum either. It was actually a tequila, which was pretty decent. Um, so you actually had the lemon that kind of brought out the tequila and everything else. But yeah, July. I mean, that was one of the greatest times I kind of had. Um, and from there, I actually tried the collab where there was a new brewery, Last Best, doing a collaboration with one of the oldest breweries here, which was Big Rock, and they did a decent collab, and it was one of those ones where you had to guess. And as much as I liked it, I hated it as well because I had to guess what kind of style it was, and I still don't know what exactly style it was. They never let anybody know, probably the closest friends that they have. But it was one of those ones where you had to guess, and I may have guessed incorrectly, but at the same point, it was good. I'm not good with recognizing styles except for Trappists. Oh, these are unique styles. But we already know this. So yeah, August brought us the ground control. And that was one where everybody was waiting for this beer to come out up in Canada. And unfortunately, it came up, but it came up at a very expensive price. It was a $30 mark, and it was one of those ones where, do you really want to buy this? And I can still find it today. That's how, I guess you could say, badly it's sold up here. But it was actually it was it was a novelty beer, and it was expensive novelty beer, and it was one of those ones where it was okay, but I couldn't really find the price point to really enjoy it. Um, and then I got to meet some really great people. Uh, Basically started looking over YouTube, and there's some awesome people I got to meet. And if you haven't seen the reviews yet, then you may not have heard about brew games. If you have seen about them, then awesome. So yeah, the folks at Brew Games have actually done some collabs with me, and we sat down and did three beers and a Franken brew together, and it was actually a lot of fun. And I know one's watching, and yes, I still have those three in my fridge. We have to get together and finish off our coast to coast list reviews. Hopefully, they're still good. This could be interesting. Um. Oh yeah, and the Stag Seaman beer. Never again. Never again. Great rant, but I never ever want to try something that's got deer semen in it. And I just about said horse again. So yeah, I got to do a few collabs over the summer. I went away for a bit, and I actually did some write ups on some beers out in Kelowna, which was quite nice. Really wish I did some more tours out there, but unfortunately I was on vacation and I wasn't allowed being at work, which was fine. I totally understood that. I also did a quick review of one of the beers that just basically sold out in Calgary within seconds. Um, it was Alistair's Bonnie Fantastic Ale, and it was a collab between Beer Guy Dave, who is an amazing person, and Alistair. Um, well, I guess it was. He said that Alistair had nothing to do with it. They just put his name on it. But at the same point in time, it was in recognition of Alistair, who retired recently from the beer scene. And it was actually something else for a beer. I actually quite enjoyed the style. It had a smoky style, and that was, I think, the very first smoky beer I really liked. Um, so yeah, it was actually quite good. Um, from there, we kept going. We got better and better with the beers. The Horizon Tokyo Black, I love that beer. I still have one cellared right now, and I'm going to be opening it up probably in a year to try it again to see how well it's cellared. And pretty much, I actually did one review where I actually had an apology. I've never done one with an apology before, but I did it, and that was the Geek Brunch Weasel beer. And thankfully, this was the same time that craft cellars in Calgary opened up, and they brought in all these new beers, and you knew they were pretty much fresh because they brought them in pretty much right away. So I saw this and I had to try it, and it was fantastic. I was actually impressed. It was fantastic. I just didn't know what to say. So it was one of those ones where I kind of felt bad about things, and I apologized. I even put it on McKellar's site and apologized deeply for it. And it was one of those ones where I actually said sorry. I couldn't believe I did it, but I actually said sorry. So yeah, overall, there were so many different things that went on. As everything came along, I got to meet another great reviewer, and that was Reviewing Under the Influence. He's oh god, he's got some great stuff out, and the guy belts out his reviews. Holy crap! Him and Albino Rhino, these guys are just workhorses when it comes to reviews. I have mad props for these guys. They are absolutely amazing. So I got to do a quick review with him, and he suggested one, and I tried it, and then I got another one, and we did a review together. So I got to do some collabs with people, and that's kind of like what I like to do. So everybody I got to do collabs with, cheers to you guys, and I hope we get to do a lot more in the near future. And then the calendar. Oh, the Advent calendar. I'm going to go on a little bit of a tangent here, and I'm really sorry. The Advent calendar for December, it was amazing. Okay, it was absolutely amazing for the beer. I am going to share something, and I'm going to go into a full review later on about this. But the calendar was really good. The packaging, these guys got so much flack for the packaging. And Brew Games did the German beers from them, which was rather great to see. And it looked like they had no problems pulling out their beers. I did the one that they put together themselves. Great beers. shitty packaging, and they knew it. And I feel really bad for these guys because they took so much flack. They really did. And I'll get into this in a proper review later. I would have loved to do it, but again, being sick, everything's been pushed back for a couple of weeks. But these guys, they tried, and I'll give them credits because the person that they had beforehand, he handled the advent calendar and he did a wonderful job. And unfortunately, people move on, and that's pretty much what happened here. However, it kind of got to the point where these guys had to take over the advent calendar and they didn't know what to do for the packaging. And they researched it, they helped out with people, they put in cans, granted only 4 cans, and they put this thing together, tested it religiously, but didn't test it fully. And it really screwed them over. The bottles were all over the place, and for everybody that tried it, I would love to apologize on behalf of the craft beer advent calendar. But we all had problems, and I know it pissed a lot of people off. I was upset, and like I said, I'm going to do a full review on this, and I'm going to show the video of me trying to pull out day 3 and day 4, and I swore. Oh, did I swear? I got to the point where I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm done. And I ripped it all apart. I've got pictures of the whole thing being fully ripped open, and I was just madder than hell. But the beers inside were amazing. If they get their packaging down next year and they do the same thing for the beers that they did this year, it is going to be a phenomenal product. I really would love to see the price come down a bit, but they do their own packaging. They bring in these beers from North America, or in this case, it was Canada and the US, and they brought in some new stuff, which honestly, good for them. They brought in product that we have never seen before, like the Duclaw, the Duclaw Sweet Baby Jesus. When I saw that, I was in heaven. I've seen review after review after review, and I'm like, where? I want mine. I want mine. And then finally, when I finally got mine, I was so happy. It was awesome. So, yeah, the beers were great. The beers were absolutely phenomenally fantastic. And it was and it was one of those things that wasn't bad. Like, the beers were absolutely great. I didn't find anything spoiled in it, my mind. But the packaging was horrible. And I really hope, and they personally said to me that they're working on the packaging, and they were doing it during the month of December, fighting hard to find out what they could do about the packaging. And they told me some of the ideas. I went in to see them, and when I got the gingerbread beer for day 25, they told me what they're going to do, and I have high hopes for how they're going to be handling this. And it was one of those ones where it is just going to be, it's going to be touch and go. I mean, year 1, it was horrible. They had bad beers. Year 2, there were some skunky beers, and the packaging was a little bit hard to get some of the stuff out. Year 3, it was great. There were some skunky beers, and it was surprising on for day 5 because that was the Krampus, and no one knew what a sour was, and it destroyed them because people were just off the hook, just, what the hell is this? This is too sour. It was a proper European sour. And then this year, great beers, bad packaging. So they're kind of back to in between of everything else. But again, I'm looking forward to all the stuff. I really am. And it's going to be one of those ones where next year, would I buy it? Yes. Why? Because I've trusted these guys, and these guys have come through time and time again with their beers. And it was one of the ones where I just, oh God, I couldn't believe it. It was great beers, bad packaging, and sorry guys, you guys did a phenomenal job on the beers. I have to commend you for that. And only had one bad beer, but that was Yukon Brewing, and we all know how Yukon can be. Anyways, but so December, yeah, that was one of those ones. I also got some great stuff from Big Rock. Big Rock has been hit or miss this year, but one of the big hits was the Dark Cherry Ale, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And if you guys find it, have it. I know that Co-op in Kingsland still has it. It's $11 for a big bottle. And when I sent them the review, they laughed at me. I still laugh at it because I couldn't open that fucking bottle. But it still was a lot of fun to do. I could have cut it out, but I didn't want to. So offhand, like, it's been a really good year for beers. It really has been. I didn't do a lot of tours for breweries. I'm going to try and get some done for next year. So what does 2016 hold for me? Because 2015 was a phenomenal year, and all the people I've met, all the people I like come in and check me out, chat, whatever, you guys have been amazing. And like, I love the growth that I've got. So what have I got? Okay, you ready for this? You've probably been seeing in the background here. There's a new series going to be coming out from us. Thank you to Santa who brought a beer kit. I am going to be experimenting with this. It is a simple beer kit, but I've never brewed before. So I'm going to actually try and do a little bit of home brewing. I've done some reviews, and this actually isn't a bad product. If you do it right, it could turn out really horrible. So that's coming up real soon. I've got to find a time and place to do that. I've also got a few other things on the go. I've got some new things for the show. I've got new glassware for Christmas. And yes, I am very happy about this glassware. I'm really looking forward to using this. And if I'm drunk enough, I can read the back or the front on this case and find out which beer I'm reviewing and which glass I should be using. If I'm not seeing double and I'm really drunk, that could go badly, but we'll find out. As well, I would like to actually do some more local brewery tours. I would actually like to talk to, I've been in talks with Last Best, and I would actually like to do a tour with them. So I hopefully will be doing something with them and filming that. I would love to do some pretty much restaurant reviews as well, or I guess some beer market reviews, like craft beer market reviews, just to say this is what I like and this is what I don't like. As well as the usual reviews. I will be doing more written on my site, so boozereviews.ca. More collabs. I want to do more collaborations with people because I love doing collabs. Timing is the hard part because I only have a certain period of time, and I know that I've been trying with a lot of people. 3-year anniversary will not be happening this year. Well, it may. I will try and do a 3-year anniversary. It might be a little bit difficult because I'm not too sure, because I've also got another thing coming, and I've been talking with everybody's that have been helping me out. There's gonna be a big review coming out, and that's gonna be the 100th episode review. Now this is pretty much, I know I've got over 200 videos on my YouTube channel, but that's live. That's the 24 Drunken Days of Christmas, and also the single reviews, which I class on their own. I'm up to episode 91 on the single reviews, 9 more to go, and then I'm going to hit the big 100. And I'm in talks with a lot of people. Everybody's excited about this, and I've got an idea which I have to start typing out and sending to people. For the people that have been watching, I'm sorry. It's coming, I swear. So there's going to be a big 100th episode coming up. and it's going to be ugly. It's going to be really ugly for me, not for everybody else, but for me, because I owe everybody else a big thank you in a sense, and they probably owe me a big fuck you for what I've put a few people through the 100 episodes. Sorry, Johnny. But it's going to be one of those ones where it's going to be nice to see. I'm actually looking forward to this. I'm not sure what else. Like, I can't do the beer fest this year. I'm going to see if I can go up to Edmonton and do the beer fest there. But that's costly. Gas, lodging, stumbling, everything else. It's pretty costly to go up there. So maybe I could see if there's any reviewers up in Edmonton that would like to join me on this and possibly go in on with me with this. From there, but this again, it's all in planning stages. I still got to pass it through some people. Fiance. So I also want to do a few either cooking with or building with alcohol stuff. I've got a few ideas, but again, I'm only one person. I would love to see if anyone wants to join me on the Booze Reviews channel to help out. Oops. And it'd be great to see. So I think that would be phenomenal in a sense. Sorry. You people in chat are distracting me, I swear. But yeah, it's I've got a few things I want to do. I do have a surprise I want to spoil, but I can't. I really have to get talking with this person. But I want to get somebody on my show that's semi-famous, and I kind of want to do it soon. And it's one of those ones where I pretty much want to get this person on, and I know how to do it. I just have to get a hold of them. And if I get them on, I'm going to be so happy. I kind of want to really spoil it, but it has to happen first. So yeah, I've got a lot of things that I want to do for 2016. It's been a wonderful year, like it really has. I've grown exponentially, and I've met a lot of great people. It's been fantastic. 2015 has been a phenomenal year. I just want to keep going. I would love to do this as a full-time gig. I really would. Get out of IT and do it. And damn it, you spoiled the surprise. Jesus, you guys. No, now I got two people. Oh, crap. Well, I guess we already know that. I'll get your autographs later, and we'll do selfies and everything else like that. Okay, guys? You got it? Okay. But yeah, it's one of those ones where I want to build this more, and you guys have been absolutely wonderful to help me keep going with this. 2 years ago, I didn't know what to do with it. 1 year ago, I kind of had an idea. 3 years ago, yeah, I was just bullshitting myself, and Johnny Old School's bullshitting ourselves to learn about this. I mean, we tried Chimay and it was like, oh, this is a fantastic beer that tastes like liquid gold. And now we can do a little bit more. Excuse me again. But yeah, we've got a lot coming up. There's a lot of things happening, and I would say that I've got a lot of stuff that we're going to be going through. And I hopefully have you guys along for the ride for 2016. It'll be fantastic to have you guys here. I'll be doing more live shows. I'll be having more guests on my live shows, as long as they don't mind doing this drunk, sober, or otherwise. I know that there's been a couple people that haven't minded drinking with me for 2.5 hours and just getting smashed on the videos. No, nobody in chat that I know of that got hammered that night. But it was a good one. I enjoyed it. Hangover the next day wasn't so much fun though. But I think we're in for a fun ride. I do have one that I'm going to be doing soon. And yeah, I'll spoil it. I already spoiled it in the pictures, and if you missed it, this weekend, I will be reviewing these. This is going to be absolutely amazing. The great folks with this brewery sent me this stuff. And I have to say, because they pulled out of Alberta, they pulled out of BC, I think, and I don't know if they're still in Manitoba. But because of, yeah, okay, I'll say it once and once only, the fucking tax, these guys left us. And I really wish they didn't, but I'm glad that they sent me some stuff to review, because this was actually, I kind of want to say this is what we're missing. This is what we're absolutely missing. So yeah, I'll be reviewing this one, and I'll be reviewing this one as well. Yeah, it's the hard part about this is I have to review it soon, because the packaging, when they came, it kind of spilled. So yeah, the NDP was absolutely lovely, but we're not going to get into that, are we? Absolutely not, fuckers. But we're not heartbroken about that, are we? So no, it's we've got I've got these that I'll be reviewing, and yeah, I'm one of the few Alberta people that actually get to review that. I'm actually really stoked for this. These guys are excited to see the review. I'm excited to do it, and it's one of those ones where I'm happy to do this for them. So I can't review now. I can only have this one. I'm sorry. And yeah, it's going to be one of those great years, I think. We've got a lot coming up, and we've got so much happening. So I'm looking forward to what we have coming up. For now, guys, I do have to get going. Unfortunately, I was planning an hour, and I've just gone shy of an hour here. I have to get myself ready and get stuff going for somebody else. I've got a lot to do tonight, but I wanted to let you know this is 2015. It's been amazing. Thank you again. Honestly, thank you from the bottom of my heart. It's been an amazing ride. My liver fucking hates me. My taste buds love me. But to 2016, guys, we're going to go big and we're going to go strong. And yeah, I'll be doing these soon, so stay tuned for that. I've got another one. I've got a 2011, 2013 Driftwood that I want to do. And that one's going to be, 2013, 2015 Driftwood. And it's going to be one of those ones. So we'll hammer out schedules. Yes, we will. And we'll hammer out a few things. And stick around. I'm not going anywhere soon. I've got too much beer to drink and not enough time to do it. So for everyone, cheers. Stay frosty. Happy New Year. We'll see you real soon. Have a good night, guys. Take care.